This is my second video this morning. I was told that my brain is working on overdrive, that I think too much, that my crazy way of doing things or leaning back in my own chair is because of a psychiatric problem. When I stepped into my own reality, seeing stop sign colors and words on signs becoming bigger than life and not understanding it, staying up late and not sleeping was giving me a delusional effect. And when I started to see different, I thought I was being mentally disturbed, in which I was. We are mentally disturbed. We have a mind that is the mental problem, and the distribution of the mental thought is now being disturbed because it is different from a thought of another and the reality of your own thoughts. When I began to become bipolar, I didn't become bipolar at all. I just have noticed the different points of view. When I was in the doctor's office after 18 days, that they locked me in and locked you down and don't do this and don't smoke drugs, but they don't tell you why not to smoke your drug or have a drink, because it interacts with the alcohol chemical reaction. And in that chemical reaction, how can they know what the true self of you are if you're going to drink, right? But the thing is, if you're going to drink anyways when you get home, you may as well stay on the drug, drink in the hospital, and know this is what life's going to be about. Either you don't take the drugs and you keep on drinking, but you walk into the hospital because you don't like what you're thinking. So why stay on what you're thinking? Because all in its own, it's a retarded thought. To want to have and to take away from your own self, but not to accept what others say. But to be locked down in a hospital where a nurse walks around and not a doctor is mental in itself. As for myself, everything seemed to turn upside down and different. My floors, when you walk around, is this the floors you see? The walls, turning things from one perspective and maybe turning them around is to maybe see that the floors are down and the ceiling is up. But because of my mental distortion, I couldn't figure out what happened to all the white. As you can see, there's a book in the cupboard, and the only thing that is white are the words I read, the floors, and the walls. But I am in disability. The only reason I can do this is because of a disability, a disability, a disability. Not the ability of what I can do, but the disability because of what it allows me to do. Because I took myself onto a new level of understanding that art science is more than what we think, of where 120 degrees is where I can hold your hand and the person to my left and the person to my right. I hold two people's hands. And with three, when I hold two hands and you hold two hands, one of the hands you hold is mine. The other hand you hold is the same hand of the fellow or the woman that you hold. If I stick a hand out to the left and you stick your hand out to the right, you will be holding the same hand as I. Where two comes in from the left, where five comes in from the right. This is a drainage system found in most bathrooms around the world. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, his nose inside the mind of another, whose mind of another, and we're connected just by this fine thread. What 26 is, what 62 is, what 31 is. Agent 86 Maxwell Smart and 99 Barbara Feldman. Is 9986 a difference of 13? 99 reverses 99, 86 reverses 68 is 31, becomes 1331. E and 3 inside of O. E 305 365, 365 days a year, right? In this design, here's the 3, here's a 5. Why is it a 5? Because when you take the ace card, 5 and 1 is 6. 5 and 1 is 6. Above or below, this is central. I will repeat and repeat and repeat. Things I do because of my mental disturbed mind. This is a cell phone. This is not the rotary dial. This is the regular phone, in which if you walk to the debit machine, the Q and the Z are removed, number 43, and placed over here. If you look down on this phone where 43 is, they're right above from each other, DC. 40, 20, 50, 110, DC have no numbers. It's a sad past for all the sexes. ZX, CX, CX. What is X? X is number 24. What is 24? 2 times 4 and 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. Within the mind, the reverse of 8 and 6 is 24. 4 cross 10, 2 cross 8. 8 and 6, 14, 2 and 6. F and N. F, N, NF. Or the hen, the egg that supports the mind of the Grey Cup and the Super Bowl of the 613 laws of Moses, where 6 is a touchdown to the 1 point of the 1 life of the 3 creation of the divided worlds of the divine Raphael, mental disturbing minds, because I want to see, because I noticed more, and I noticed more, and what I saw was great. It was so great I could never let it go until today. You can never change my mind, because what I believe and what I see today is the greatest thing I'll ever see in the world. You can never take my mind, and if these numbers or anything has come from anybody else, then why don't you ask every casino in the world what they're doing? 2014, 201 comes together, 120 comes together, 15 balls. The 0 or the O in the alphabet is the 15th letter because everything is multiplied by 1.5. 2 times 1.5 is 3. 3 times 1.5 is between the federation D, E, and F. 1.5 times 4 equals to the 10 crisscross of 10 inside the number board. 1.5 times 7 is 7.5, and it's everything in creation, that's 7 and 5, because inside of 7, inside of 7 and 7 and 7 and 7, 28 is 5. This corner and this corner and this corner is what makes up the moon. Aces at 4 corners. Makes up the moon, A and O and E, 150, 156, Aleph, the light of the mind. ABC times 47, Y 47 equals 5781. 43 by 47 is 2021 in 5 years from now. But we're already at the middle. We had to create the 7th gate in the center in order to have that number 5. So 2016, which is 54, times 4 is 2016, and that resembles love and the sun. 47 by 47 is 2209. 50 by 47 is 2350. 33 by 47 is 1551. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 5 and 6, Aleph. It represents Jesus. 30 by 47 equals to 1410, or 56 CB codes is that 410, 10-4. 43 by 47, 21. If I get this correct, I think this is the 1551. 40 by 40 is 1600. 40 by 40, which number? Yes, this is 2021. The number down here. This equals to 5760, the year 2000. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to go next. 1026 at night, 1026 in the morning, 222 times 8 is 1776 because this is a decimal. 8 is on one side, 6 is on the other, 1776 or 1332, which becomes creation of 3663. Into this world becomes 4114, 1441, and the reflection of 6 and 9 will create 1010 in the rotation of 6 and 9. 9 times 6 is 54, the sun. I'm doing this really quick. 1441. 1 cuts through the center and creates 1. 1441 the day. 1441 the day of DNA. This sign over here, it's the swastika. Don't you see the swastika within? This is the Magen David. Circle is 50. Square is the 91, 7 by 13, and it plays in the cards. Triangle is 86 and plays within the mind. How do we do this? Where does this link up? 3, 6, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 and 1. So you're 10 and your east-west life that runs between. 375 is under the gun. 3 by 7, 21. 7 plus 3 is 10, 31. AC energy, 7 by 5, 7 plus 5 equals to your 47. What goes in the center? Number 5. Number 5, number 14 equals 5. Number 23 equals 5. Number 32 equals 5. The total is 74. 7 by 4, 28. Plus 11 is 39. Standard, S&T, the Saints, R-U-S-T. It's everything to do with the heart. Something that I'm working on that I have not finished and I'm thinking about is right here. These are only triangles. Triangle over here, triangle over here, up and down triangle, and just by creating triangles, more triangles come in between the triangles. This is not close enough to create one I want to create, but I guess you can get the drift. The sex games, the squares, and the castles. Have you ever seen the castles, how they're made? All the bricks that do this is all saying 5-2, 5-2, H and I, H and I, H and I block. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. You ain't getting away that easy, Ron. Why not? Because you didn't finish with this. $17.76, $51.57. 2014, 21, 35, 66, 75, 57, 75. This is a roulette wheel. Go look it up online and take a look. It'll say orphan children in the year 5775. Add 5775 together. You end up with 132. The same 132 that was done in this design. What is 25? What is 26? 26 is the first area that you are on the other side of 25. It's 4 corners for 20, and the last one, 5, goes in the center. What is the 5 in the center? Well, you can call it the link to the crown, between the ears of the fox, the bat that is designed between the 2 heads, up against each other, hanging upside down. What is number 5? Right here, 74, and the moon that surrounds it. 5, 14, 23, 32 equals 74. 3, 7, 4, 6. The diameter of the moon, the word God, and the word gold, all in its own. Does this have any more meaning to it? Well, when you go to bet on the roulette board, this is the design, or one of the designs, and many designs that I came up with only from knowing the design and the numbers of the roulette board and the color position. It shows me this design. Am I done? I have one more piece that I'd like to show, because in choosing, wow, there's just so many things. The number 216, or even the number 212 in its own. Let's sort of leave it at this. We have to understand that when we make any design, that when you come to the end of the design, don't stop your lines, continue your lines. Continue all your lines to see where they go and what they redo. Because that will be the final factor of the reality. 3 times 45 is 135. 135 says ace. 0.75, or 3/4 of this is what? What is 3/4 of 45? Break this down into 3. 15, 15, 15, no. 10, 10, 10, no.
understand that 5 belongs in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take away 5 equals to 40. 5 is in the center, and it goes on top of everything, and it becomes 1/4 of everything plus itself, because we now need to enlarge the space for the incoming of the light. But if we overlap the space, that 5 is only one part of everything that surrounds it. And we cannot use 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, and 7, 4, and 1, because the 2, 4, 6, 8 is in between the corners. We need to only use of the corners of the 4 corners, but we cannot use the 4 corners. We must only use 3 of the corners of 120 divided, putting our 90-degree life in between that. Now, why does it work that way? It just works that way. And the 3 and 4 is the DC, that the minute you have this arm in one area, these 2 arms will be in another area. In the minute, and we have 2 of those, so you have 2 fixed arms and then 2 in the other area, so you're leaving 2 and 2 and 1 fixed. 1 fixed always on the light, the other 2 are always in the corner. 120, 120, 120, 120, and it grabs the corner. You understand? Like in a soccer ball, look at the design of the soccer ball. Understand the design of the volleyball. When they say the good Lord, if you want to use Christ, if you want to use God, whatever you want to use for your God, but when they said in the Bible that they have given you all the information we need, they did. But I don't want to sell it to you, because they did for me. And I share it with you so you can do the research yourself to understand whether it's just my mind that sees this or this is good for everyone. Raphael 7286 on a video that I've done many times before, and I'll do it again because expression and exaltation is what makes me feel good. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the comments and comeback. Thank you.